Inside Peppermint Productions in Youngstown, local band The Building are rehearsing songs for a music video.
That sounds better.
In the control room, owner Gary Ramey mans the mixing board. It's a scene that's been taking place here since 1971.
Back then, we were also pressing records, doing, I don't know if you're familiar with 8-track tapes. This is my office right here.
Ramey says in the 70s, musicians looking to record had two options, the studio or the garage.
But the studio was the place where, if you were serious about doing something, you would come to the studio or some other studio.
But that's not the case today.
I mean, at one point here, you could have put a revolving door on the front of the studio.
Bill Dodd, owner of Mud Hut Studios in Sharon, says the rise of the internet has had a huge impact on the industry.
Technology started to improve at a rate, available technologies, affordable technologies, started to improve at a rate that allowed anyone to buy the equipment necessary to start recording. The cool thing about it is it's got 6 input channels.
However, Dodd says what they can't buy is expertise or the environment a studio provides.
So this is the performance room.
One of the unique things about Mud Hut is its location inside an old Victorian house.
And I realized that the decor could feel very relaxed as opposed to almost operating room clean, the way you think of recording studios. And it also did a lot for sound disbursement and reduction.
I always like the analog sound. However, I love the convenience of the digital. You can process each channel or each sound through the computer, and if the bass has a bad note, rather than the fellow sitting in here playing a correct note, you can either correct it electronically or sample it from another correct note and put it right in its place. So it's a lot different.
What hasn't changed are the fundamental recording techniques.
I like to record as many instruments as I can at one time.
They actually set up in this room all together at the same time.
Back here is the drum booth, and this is where we usually put the drummer.
It actually spins out so it shields the drummer off from the rest of the band.
Today, a big part of Ramey's business comes from polka bands.
America's polka king, if you will, Frank Yankovic, which is the name most people recognize, recorded several albums here, including the first ever Grammy award-winning polka album.
Dodd has found a niche recording hip-hop.
We had to write and produce our own music back in those days. Now, online, you can buy any beat you want and rent it or buy it outright. It doesn't matter. You can choose.
I deal with a lot of projects that are recorded outside the studio that are brought to me for me to mix.
I added video about 10 years ago when I saw the audio starting to go. And then about 5 years ago, I added content management and web design.
But both agree there's one thing digital can't replace, and it's that feel of capturing a moment.
My job really is to allow the band to have an experience.
I had a guy in this past week, he said, well, where did Frankie Yankovic stand when he was recording his vocals?
They need to have fun. This is an experience.
I'm just really fortunate because I've got to work with a lot of good people. We've got to make a lot of great music together.
That capture thing is really a shot of adrenaline for anyone in the music business.
In the recording studio, I can work a day, and a good possibility I'll have something that not only I can enjoy, but a lot of people can enjoy forever.